Hey, you all, God bless you. Thank you so much for watching. In this video, I'm going to show you how to check your battery that's on your car if it's a wet cell battery and it's not one of those self-contained that's sealed up, okay? I'm talking about the kind, obviously, that you can check the water level in, all right? Always wear your safety equipment, you all, safety glasses and gloves when you're trying to maintain your batteries, all right? Now, the first thing I've discovered here, you all, on mine is I have a loose connection right here. I can move this. Hope you all can see that. That will move. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten this thing up so that it doesn't move. Then we will look in the cells that I already have the tops taken off of. We'll check the water level. Then I'll show you how to check and see if your battery has a dead cell in it, okay? Hope that makes sense to you. Now, like I say, when you're doing this, you're going to want to use your safety equipment. This is acid. Acid can put off a gas and will put off a gas. If you short the battery while you've got the top off of it, you can blow the top off of your battery, okay? And it can severely injure or kill you. All right, you all, over time, discharging and charging this battery, these things will get to where they won't tighten down anymore. Not completely tight. Now I can see there's a little bit of corrosion on this right here, and I'm going to get this off. Now, I do use a battery sealing compound on here. It's a spray, and that actually seals up your connection, and it seals it up from the air. But since this right here, you all, I know is not going to tighten down real good and tight, I'm going to take a piece of copper and I'm going to add it around this post right here so that this thing right here will tighten down. All right, you also, it's a good thing that I checked this right here. This connection right here is actually cracked all the way up to the top. So just adding this is not going to fix it. I'm going to have to replace this connector right here. See that right there? That has to be replaced. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just temporarily, I'm just going to stick this back on here. Just like so. And I will have to go to the auto store and get a connector. Now for you people who are going to go solar power, I guarantee you there's going to come a time when you're going to want to be able to check each and every battery separated from the system by itself. Now this battery's sitting here, the motor's not running, and the alternator's not putting any juice to it, so this should be a 12-volt battery, okay? So we hook that up to there, hook this up to here, and you can see that it's telling me that it's 12.74 volts. It should be higher than what the voltage is, okay? Now, what I'm going to do now, you all, is to check the alternator to see if it's charging at the right charge. I'm going to start the engine up and let you see whether or not the voltage goes up on this right here. And you can do the same thing with your solar power, okay? All right, you all, you can see with the motor running, this thing is charging because it's putting out 14.39 volts. it's got to be higher voltage, you all, than your battery's putting out, because your engine actually runs on your alternator. It don't run on the battery. The battery is here to start the vehicle. Your system runs off of the alternator. And it's telling me there with the green light that the alternator is good, okay? I'll take that off of there. I'll put it back on there, let you see. It's charging it at 14.39 volts. So we know that's good. Now, can you do this with your solar system? You sure can. All right, so you all, we know that the system has to have water in it, okay? If you do not keep water in your charging system up above the plates in this lead acid battery, you will short out the cell, and then this battery will be no good. No matter how many times you charge it up, it'll simply discharge itself because of that dead cell in that battery, okay? It's a shorted cell. That's what that is. You can pour water back in it after that. It still is not going to work. Now, you know, in your solar systems, you got a bunch of batteries. You might have 10 batteries wired up in series, okay? Whichever way it's wired up for your system, what it's supposed to be maintained at. One of the things that destroys your system, you all, is to overfill the batteries. When you overfill your batteries, the water can run between this post right here and this post right here. That will cause a moisture short that will short that battery out. And that's just the things that you learn over the years. If you've got water from here to here, that water will short this battery out. It will cause it to die over time, okay? So make sure that when you fill your batteries, that you dry up all the water off of them. And if you start looking inside the system and you have water standing all over your batteries, then you've either overfilled your batteries or they're being overcharged. Now, you all, another thing that you can do to check your batteries. Let me see if I can get you a close-up of this right. All right, another thing that you can do, you all, is get you a multimeter, okay? Set the thing on DC. I've got this one set up to where it will go up to 20 volts. See that right there? Remember, DC voltage is straight line voltage. AC voltage is alternating current, okay? So we set it to the DC voltage. Now, one of the things that you can do, you all, is simply take your negative lead here on your multimeter, and you can put it on the negative lead. Now, what we're going to do here is check and see how equal the cells are as far as a charge goes. You all are going to be able to have to see that, or it's not going to work for me. All right, let me get around here. Stick that down in there. That should work. All right. Now, I'll go in number one cell. All you got to do is dip it down into the water. This cell says I've got 0.41 charges on that. So that's unusual, okay? It's unusually low. All right, you should have at least 2 volts per cell. Okay, there's 4 volts in that cell. 6 volts in that cell, almost 7 volts. 8 volts. So what we're doing here, you all, is we're checking from cell to cell. Now, this one right here is low. This cell is not even a volt, okay? So that indicates that there's something going on with your battery. Now, if you got a solar system and you have a dead cell in in one of them batteries, eventually it's going to ruin the whole battery, and eventually it's going to draw the whole system down because this one's not working correctly. So there we got that much voltage. We're simply dipping it in the liquid. Got 2.5 volts there, and it'll step up, it'll step up, it'll step up, and it'll step up. So we know that this cell right here is having a malfunction. That's the first cell, 0.38 volts. Now why is that? Well, the more that you charge and discharge a battery over time, that's just going to happen. These cells are going to get dead. For one thing, when the water evaporates and you forget to put any water back in it, and then you come back later on and you go, oh, I forgot, and you put water in it, you may have destroyed the cell already. So we're all guilty, you all. We just hop in the vehicle until something happens to it. We don't check anything. All right? So we know that this battery right here, if it was punched right, and I don't see the punch marks on this one, where the date is, that would be how many, when it was purchased. This has 590 cranking amps at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. All right. So what do we want to do? We want to check this thing at least every 6 months. We want to check the battery. Now in solar systems, I would check them every month to make sure that that all your connections are tight on your solar system. Your water levels are correct every month, at least every month. So once you get a loose connection, you're going to have resistance here. Resistance equals heat. Heat equals a fire, and the whole system burns up. So in another video, you all, I'm going to show you how to take an old battery, just like this one right here, and refurbish that battery and reuse it, okay? That will be in another video. All right, you all, you need to learn how to do this kind of stuff yourself. Calling in an expert can cost you more than your system's worth. I'm not kidding you. When you call in an expert right now, probably $100 an hour is what that expert's going to charge you. So you can save yourself money by doing it yourself. Get yourself a multimeter. Get yourself one of these things right here that lets you test your system, okay? Learn how to use the stuff. And that's going to save you a whole lot of money over time. But like I say, I have been a maintenance technician all of my life. I've fixed things, especially electrical things, all of my life. Am I an expert? By no means. No means. But I can tell you that I've spent many nights troubleshooting junk that didn't work because the batteries wasn't no good on it anymore. Okay? So you all, thank you so much for watching. God bless you. That's another tip from your Bland County Survival Man. Have yourself a wonderful day.